Ever wondered why you keep attracting narcissists into your life? Why does it feel like the people who hurt you the most are the ones you once trusted? Is it bad luck, a curse, or could it be something much bigger? Let me tell you something powerful. God is using that narcissist as a tool, a test, and a lesson. They weren't sent to destroy you, they were sent to shape you. Yes, it hurts. Yes, it feels unfair. But chosen ones, listen carefully. God allows narcissists in your life for a reason. They are spiritual weapons, sharpening you for your next level. That betrayal, it wasn't to break you, it was to build you. That heartbreak, it wasn't to weaken you, it was to strengthen you. That manipulation, it wasn't to trap you, it was to open your eyes. Stay with me till the end, because I'm going to reveal how these painful experiences are actually your greatest spiritual training. Once you understand this truth, you will never see narcissists the same way again. And before we dive in, I want to invite you to join our community of chosen ones. If you feel like you've been tested, if you've battled toxic people and wondered, why me? You are not alone. Drop a comment, show some love, and let's grow together. Are you ready to discover why God allowed this pain in your life? Stay tuned, because the answer will change everything. Not everyone faces the same battles in life. Some people seem to go through life with ease, while others, like you, keep encountering difficult and toxic people, especially narcissists. But here's something most people don't realize. This is not a coincidence. It's a setup, a divine setup. When you carry light, darkness will always notice. Narcissists are naturally drawn to strong, kind, and spiritually gifted people. They see something in you that they don't have: inner strength, empathy, wisdom, and a deep connection with something greater than yourself. They may not even understand why, but they are pulled toward you like moths to a flame. At first, they admire you. They may even pretend to respect you. But soon, their true nature comes out. They start testing you, breaking you down, and trying to control you. This is where most people get stuck, asking, why me? What did I do to deserve this? Here's the truth: you were chosen for this battle. God allows narcissists into your life to test, train, and transform you. It's not to destroy you, it's to make you stronger, sharper, and wiser. These painful experiences are meant to teach you valuable lessons, to trust your intuition, because deep down you always felt something was off, to set boundaries so that no one can take advantage of you again, to break free from fear so you can walk boldly in your purpose. Every great warrior must go through training. And your training is this: facing people who challenge your faith, your patience, and your ability to stand firm. So the next time a narcissist tries to break you, remember, this isn't a curse. This is preparation. You were targeted because you are chosen, and God is making sure you're ready for the next level. Not everyone who enters your life comes with good intentions. Some people wear masks, pretending to care, pretending to support you, pretending to be your friend, but in reality, they were never your friend at all. At first, they made you feel special. They praised you, admired you, and acted like they understood you better than anyone else. It felt real. It felt safe. But slowly, things changed. Their words became sharper. Their kindness turned into control. Their love felt more like a trap. You might have ignored the warning signs, excused their behavior, or convinced yourself that things would get better. But deep down, you felt it. Something was off. Here's the hard truth: that person wasn't a friend, they were a lesson. They were placed in your life not to uplift you, but to teach you how to stand alone. They came to reveal the parts of you that needed healing, the places where you ignored red flags, gave too many chances, or feared being alone. God allowed them to enter your life not to bless you, but to break an illusion, to show you that not everyone who claps for you is truly happy for you. That not everyone who smiles in your face has pure intentions. And while the pain of betrayal is heavy, it is also a powerful transformation. You are not the same person you were before. Now you see through deception. Now you trust your instincts. Now you know that true friends don't drain you, they pour into you. So don't regret meeting them. Don't waste time being bitter. Just accept the lesson, break the illusion, and move forward wiser, stronger, and untouchable. Some people enter your life with a clear purpose, even if they don't realize it themselves. Narcissists are like unknowing spiritual agents, sent to test you, challenge you, and push you toward growth. They come with manipulation, lies, and selfishness, but in reality, they are just tools in a greater plan. At first, it feels like an attack. They break your trust, drain your energy, and leave you questioning yourself. It seems cruel, unfair, and senseless. But what if I told you that even their actions serve a higher purpose? What if this pain was designed to shape you into something greater? Narcissists don't even realize they are part of God's plan for your transformation. They test your strength, forcing you to stand up for yourself. They test your resilience, pushing you to rise even after they try to break you. They test your faith, making you choose whether to sink in the pain or trust that this is leading you somewhere higher. Without struggle, there is no growth. Without opposition, there is no transformation. Narcissists unknowingly play a role in refining you, removing your weaknesses, forcing you to build boundaries, and showing you exactly who you are meant to become. So instead of asking, "Why did this happen to me?" start asking, "What is this trying to teach me?" Because once you realize that even the worst experiences are shaping you for something greater, you stop being a victim and start becoming unstoppable. Pain has a purpose. It never feels that way at first, but every wound, every betrayal, every heartbreak is shaping you into something stronger. God doesn't waste suffering. He uses it as a chisel, carving away the parts of you that no longer serve your destiny. When a sculptor begins with a rough block of stone, it looks ordinary, unshaped, and unremarkable. But with every strike of the chisel, a masterpiece starts to emerge. The process is not gentle. It is rough, painful, and requires breaking away what doesn't belong. That's exactly what God is doing with you. The suffering they caused wasn't meant to destroy you, it was meant to refine you. Every betrayal chipped away your need for approval. Every heartbreak shattered your illusions about love and trust. Every moment of rejection forced you to find strength within yourself. At the time it felt unfair, it felt like you were losing pieces of yourself. But in reality, God was removing the fear, the weakness, the doubt, so that only the strongest, most unbreakable version of you remained. Look back at who you were before the pain. You were softer, maybe too trusting, maybe too afraid to stand alone. But look at you now, wiser, stronger, no longer easy to manipulate. The people who hurt you played their part, even if they didn't realize it. This is why you must not carry bitterness. The pain had a purpose. You are not a victim of suffering, you are a masterpiece in progress. And when God is finished, those who once tried to break you will have no choice but to stand in awe of what you've become. There is a dangerous cycle that many chosen ones fall into, the narcissist's trap. It starts with charm, admiration, and promises that feel too good to be true. They make you feel special, like you are the most important person in the world. But slowly, the mask starts to slip. The compliments turn into criticism, the love turns into control, and the warmth becomes cold manipulation. Before you even realize it, you are trapped, constantly trying to win back the version of them that no longer exists. This is the cycle: idealization, devaluation, and discard. It repeats over and over, keeping you stuck in confusion, self-doubt, and emotional exhaustion. Every time you think about walking away, they pull you back in with apologies, guilt trips, or promises to change. You hold on, hoping things will go back to the way they were in the beginning. But here's the truth. That version of them was never real. It was only a tool to get you hooked. The reason many chosen ones struggle to break free is because they don't recognize the lesson. You were never meant to stay trapped in this cycle. You were meant to outgrow it. The narcissist's presence in your life is not random. It is a test of self-worth, boundaries, and spiritual strength. God allowed them into your life not to destroy you, but to teach you how to stand firm, trust your intuition, and recognize your true value. Breaking free starts with one thing: realization. You must accept that no amount of love, patience, or sacrifice will change them. Narcissists feed off your energy, your kindness, and your need to fix things. They will take everything you give and still demand more. The only way to win is to stop playing their game. Once you see the cycle for what it is, you must take action. Cut the ties, set boundaries. Stop explaining yourself to someone who only pretends to listen. The moment you stop feeding them your energy, they lose their power over you. Yes, it will hurt. Walking away from any attachment, even a toxic one, is painful. But what is more painful? Staying trapped in a cycle that steals your peace, your happiness, and your purpose. God is calling you higher. You cannot step into your destiny while holding on to what was meant to break you. The moment you break free, you will see clearly why you had to go through this. The lesson was never about them, it was about you. About recognizing your worth, trusting your instincts, and never settling for less than what you deserve. So ask yourself, are you still stuck? Or are you ready to step into the strength that was always meant to be yours? Betrayal is one of the deepest wounds a person can experience. It shakes your trust, breaks your heart, and leaves you questioning everything. But what if I told you that betrayal is not just an attack, it's a setup? What if the very thing meant to destroy you is actually what will elevate you? Think about Jesus. Judas's betrayal was painful, but it wasn't the end of the story. It was the beginning of something greater. Without Judas, there would be no crucifixion, and without the crucifixion, there would be no resurrection. The betrayal was not a failure in the plan, it was part of the plan. The same applies to you, that narcissists' betrayal was not an accident, it was preparation. God saw what they were doing. He saw their lies, manipulation, and deceit. He allowed it, not to break you, but to position you for something greater. The pain they caused is pushing you into your destiny. Betrayal forces you to wake up. It strips away illusions and reveals the truth. The people you thought would always stand by you, gone. The love you thought was real, fake. But here's the blessing in that pain. Betrayal removes the people who were never meant to go with you to your next level. Many chosen ones stay stuck because they try to hold on to what God is trying to remove. You keep asking, why did they do this to me, when the real question is, what is God preparing me for? Judas had to leave the table before Jesus could fulfill his destiny. Likewise, that narcissist had to betray you so you could step into yours. Betrayal doesn't break chosen ones, it awakens them. It forces you to rely on God, to strengthen your spirit, and to recognize who truly belongs in your life. The very people who thought they were hurting you were actually setting you free. They were unknowingly helping God shift you into your purpose. So stop looking at betrayal as the end. It's just the beginning. Your resurrection season is coming. The pain was necessary. The lesson was priceless, and the breakthrough will be unstoppable. We've all been there, the feeling of desperation when dealing with someone toxic in our lives. You pray, you beg, and you wonder why, despite your pleas, God doesn't immediately remove them. That narcissist, the one who drains you, manipulates you, and leaves you questioning your worth, is still there. It doesn't make sense. Why would God allow this? Why hasn't He removed them from your life? The truth is, their presence is not a curse. It's a necessary part of your growth. It doesn't feel that way, especially when the pain is fresh and their behavior is unbearable. But God knows that for you to step into your true purpose, certain lessons need to be learned and certain parts of you need to be strengthened. Narcissists aren't there to break you, they are there to build you. Their behavior forces you to grow in ways comfort never would. When you're surrounded by toxic people, you can't stay passive. You can't remain the same version of yourself. You are pushed to establish boundaries, to recognize your worth, and to stop tolerating disrespect. The constant manipulation and gaslighting test your resilience, but they also reveal your strength. God knows that the process may be painful, but it's necessary for your elevation. You see, God doesn't always remove these people because they serve as a mirror, reflecting parts of you that need attention. They might highlight insecurities, fears, and wounds you've been avoiding. The pain they cause is not about punishment, it's about healing and transformation. You need to face these issues head-on so that when you rise, you are unshaken, unbreakable, and ready for what's next. When God allows narcissists to stay, He's not punishing you, He's preparing you for something bigger. He's teaching you to stand up for yourself, to trust your intuition, and to never settle for anything less than respect. They are the tools that shape you into someone who understands their value and refuses to accept anything less than their worth. So next time you find yourself asking, why hasn't God removed them? Remember this: it's because their presence is a painful gift, and without it, you would not be the person you are becoming. You are being tested, refined, and elevated. It may not be easy, but the person you will become on the other side will be more powerful than you could ever imagine. In life, we often hear the phrase, "What doesn't kill you makes you stronger." While it may sound like a cliche, there's a profound truth in it. The greatest warriors, the ones who emerge victorious in battle, are not made in comfort. They are forged in the fire of hardship. Your struggles, your battles, and even your encounters with narcissists are all part of God's divine training ground. These painful experiences are not meant to break you, but to sharpen your discernment, strengthen your spirit, and prepare you for your true calling. When you face a narcissist, you are not just dealing with a toxic person, you are facing a challenge designed to test your endurance, patience, and emotional strength. God allows this battle to take place because it's His way of refining you. Like a blacksmith forging a sword, He's putting you through the fire to remove impurities and to make you stronger. Narcissists, with their manipulation, gaslighting, and cruelty, are not in your life by accident. They serve a purpose in God's greater plan to build you into a warrior of wisdom and resilience. The battle you're fighting is sharpening your discernment. When you interact with a narcissist, it forces you to develop a keen sense of awareness. You learn to read between the lines, to trust your gut, and to see through the illusions they try to create. This heightened awareness is crucial for the path ahead. As you grow in your understanding of toxic behavior, you also grow in your ability to navigate life's challenges. You no longer fall prey to manipulation. You no longer tolerate disrespect. You become equipped with the knowledge and strength to protect yourself and others from similar toxic forces. God's training ground isn't easy. It's not meant to be comfortable, but it is meant to prepare you for something greater. The suffering you endure shapes your spiritual muscle, making you ready to face bigger challenges and bigger blessings. Every emotional wound you heal, every boundary you set, every time you walk away from toxicity, you are getting closer to the person God has destined you to become. Strength through suffering doesn't mean that pain is the end, it's the beginning of a new chapter. The greatest warriors don't fear the battle, they embrace it. They know that every challenge is a chance to grow, to evolve, and to become better. You, chosen one, are being sharpened in ways you can't even fully comprehend right now. But one day, you'll look back and realize that the battles with narcissists were the very training grounds that elevated you to the next level of your life's purpose. At first, the presence of a narcissist in your life feels like nothing more than a source of frustration and pain. Their behavior confuses you and you find yourself drained, questioning your self-worth and feeling unappreciated. But what if their very existence in your life has a deeper, more profound purpose than simply causing chaos? What if, instead of just being a source of harm, the narcissist is actually playing a key role in revealing parts of you that need healing? Narcissists are often sent into your life to expose your blind spots, the areas you can't see clearly, but that are holding you back from becoming the best version of yourself. These blind spots are your vulnerabilities, your insecurities, and the parts of you that need attention. They are the things you've been avoiding or ignoring, thinking they weren't important. But here's the truth. Until you face them, you can't fully heal or grow. Narcissists reveal your need for validation. How often have you sought approval from others, especially from people who don't truly value you? Narcissists thrive on control and attention, and one of the ways they maintain power over you is by feeding off your need for validation. They know how to play with your emotions, making you feel special one moment, then worthless the next. Through this manipulation, you begin to realize just how much of your self-worth is tied to the opinions of others. This is a blind spot you may not have noticed before, the need for validation that comes from within, not from external sources. They expose your lack of boundaries. Narcissists are notorious for crossing lines and pushing limits. They know exactly where your boundaries are weak, and they will test them. Whether it's through manipulation, gaslighting, or controlling behavior, they will push you to the edge to see how far they can go. But this is not to break you, it's to help you see where you are allowing others to take advantage of your kindness and patience. Once you recognize the areas where you lack boundaries, you can begin to build and strengthen them. They bring to light your fear of rejection. For many, the fear of rejection is paralyzing. Narcissists are skilled at playing on this fear, making you feel as though your worth is determined by how much you can please them. They use your fear of being rejected or abandoned as a tool to manipulate and control. But in this painful process, you begin to see how much power you've given to the fear of rejection. When you recognize this fear, you can begin to heal it, knowing that your worth isn't tied to the approval of someone who doesn't truly care for you. The narcissist's role in your life might not be one you would have chosen, but it's a crucial one. They've come to reveal your weaknesses so you can finally heal them. By exposing your blind spots, they've given you the opportunity to see the parts of yourself that need work, and now you can begin the process of change. Once you see your weaknesses, you can work on them, heal them, and emerge stronger, wiser, and more self-aware than before. The narcissist may have played their part in revealing these truths, but you have the power to take what they've exposed and transform it into your strength. Have you ever wondered why narcissists seem to be drawn to you, or why they become so aggressive, manipulative, and controlling when you try to assert your boundaries? It's not just because they want power over you, it's because your energy exposes them in a way they can't tolerate. As a chosen one, you radiate light, and narcissists can't stand it. Narcissists thrive in environments where they can control the narrative, maintain their power, and keep others in the dark about their true nature. But when someone like you enters the scene, someone with a powerful inner light and a deep sense of self, they feel threatened. Your energy exposes the darkness they've been hiding in. You might not even be aware of the full extent of your light, but others can feel it. Your confidence, your authenticity, and your ability to love freely are like a beacon in a world full of shadows. And to the narcissist, this is a problem. Your light forces them to face themselves. Narcissists live in a world of illusions. They create a facade of perfection and superiority, manipulating others into worshipping their every move. But when they encounter someone like you, they are forced to face the fact that their control and manipulation no longer work. Your authenticity, your true self, shines a light on the lies and deceit they've built their world on. They can't stand to be exposed, so their only option is to try to break you down, dim your light, and drag you into their world of darkness. They attack because they fear being unmasked. Narcissists fear exposure more than anything else. If others see them for who they really are, a fragile, insecure, and manipulative person, they lose all their power. Your energy, the purity of your spirit, forces them to confront the parts of themselves they are desperately trying to hide. To prevent this, they will try to control you, gaslight you, and even attack you. They want to keep you in a state of confusion and vulnerability because that's the only way they can maintain their illusion of control. Your light is your greatest weapon. The reason narcissists attack you is not because you are weak, but because you are strong. Your ability to stand in your truth and love without fear exposes the darkness in others. This is why they will try to manipulate you, bring you down, and make you question yourself. They want you to doubt your power and dim your light, but here's the truth. The more they attack you, the brighter your light shines. Your energy is your protection. The more you stand firm in your truth, the more you repel their attempts to break you. So remember, you are not being attacked because you are powerless. You are being attacked because your light is a threat to the darkness that the narcissist clings to. The sooner you realize that, the easier it becomes to rise above their manipulation. Your energy, your authenticity, and your resilience are the very things that expose them, and that's why they'll do anything to break you. But in reality, it's the narcissist who is broken, and your light will always shine brighter than their darkness. Life hasn't been easy for you, has it? The challenges you've faced seem almost unbearable at times, leaving you questioning why everything feels like a constant battle. It's easy to think that maybe you're being punished or that you're somehow unlucky, but the truth is much deeper and far more empowering. The hardest battles are given to God's toughest soldiers, and that means you. If the attacks you've endured have been severe, it's not because you are weak or undeserving, it's because your calling is greater than you can imagine. God didn't allow these battles to break you, but to build you, to sharpen you, and to prepare you for the incredible purpose you are destined to fulfill. You see, God doesn't throw challenges at people He doesn't believe in. He allows struggles to come your way because He knows you have the strength to overcome them. The weight of the battle reveals the magnitude of your calling. When you look at the battles you've faced, whether they are personal, emotional, spiritual, or even physical, it can be overwhelming. But remember, the severity of the trial reflects the significance of the mission ahead of you. You've been shaped by your struggles, molded into someone who is not only capable of handling difficult situations, but also someone who will inspire others with your resilience and strength. You were never meant to go through this journey without purpose. Every challenge has been a stepping stone to something far greater, something that only you can do. God knew you could handle it. It's easy to fall into the trap of thinking that God has abandoned you in your hardest moments, but in truth, He has equipped you for everything that comes your way. God is not a father who sets his children up for failure. He knows exactly how strong you are. When the attacks feel relentless, when everything around you seems to crumble, God is standing beside you, watching you rise higher and higher. The trials you face are refining you for the powerful destiny ahead. He knew you could handle it because he's seen the strength you carry, even if you haven't always recognized it yourself. Every battle is a lesson in growth. When you reflect on everything you've been through, it's easy to feel defeated. But take a moment to realize something. Each battle has made you stronger. Every attack has taught you something invaluable. You've learned how to be resilient, how to trust in God's plan, and how to stand firm in your faith even when everything else is falling apart. These are lessons that shape not only your character but also your ability to lead others through their own struggles. The harder the battle, the more significant the growth. God has a purpose for you that is bigger than you can fathom right now. You are being prepared for something extraordinary, something that will require every ounce of strength you've gained from these difficult experiences. The hardest battles are given to those who are destined for greatness, and you, chosen one, are one of God's toughest soldiers. Keep moving forward with faith, knowing that every challenge is part of the preparation for the calling you were created to fulfill. Have you ever noticed how the more you react, the more the narcissist seems to gain power over you? Every insult, every manipulation, every rejection feels like it weakens you just a little more. But here's the truth they don't want you to realize. The moment you learn the lesson, the narcissist loses their power over you. The narcissist thrives on your reactions. They feed off your need for approval, your fear of rejection, and your emotional responses. They know exactly how to push your buttons, how to make you doubt yourself, and how to make you feel like you're always at their mercy. But when you stop reacting, when you stop allowing them to control your emotions, their power starts to dissolve. The control they once had over your thoughts, feelings, and actions begins to fade, and they are left powerless. Stop reacting, and you break their grip. The first step in reclaiming your power is to stop reacting. Narcissists thrive on drama, on conflict, on stirring up chaos to maintain control. Every time you react emotionally, whether it's anger, hurt, or even desperation, you feed into their game. But the moment you stop giving them that reaction, their hold over you starts to weaken. Their power is based on your emotional investment. When you stop engaging, they lose their grip on you. Stop needing their approval. The narcissist's biggest weapon is the constant cycle of praise and devaluation. One moment they might make you feel like you're the most important person in their life, and the next they tear you down with criticism or neglect. This back and forth keeps you on edge, constantly seeking their approval to feel validated. But here's the thing, you don't need their approval. You are whole and worthy on your own. When you stop relying on their praise for your sense of self-worth, they can no longer control you. Your validation no longer comes from them. It comes from within. Stop fearing their rejection. One of the most powerful tools a narcissist has is your fear of rejection. They know how to make you feel like you'll never be good enough, that you'll always be replaced, or that you'll be alone. This fear can be paralyzing, but when you stop fearing their rejection, you stop living in a state of anxiety and self-doubt. You realize that their rejection says more about them than it does about you. The moment you stop fearing it, you release the power they once had over your emotional well-being. Their control dissolves. When you stop reacting, stop needing their approval, and stop fearing their rejection, something incredible happens. The narcissist's power over you begins to fade. They no longer have the ability to control your emotions, your self-worth, or your sense of peace. You become free. Their manipulations lose their effectiveness, and their attempts to control you are no longer successful. The moment you learn the lesson they were sent to teach you, the lesson of self-worth, of emotional independence, and of inner peace, the narcissist is no longer your problem. Your power is no longer in their hands. The narcissist's control over you dissolves when you stop giving them your energy. And once they realize that, their power is truly gone. Walking away from a narcissist is never easy. It's not just about leaving someone behind, it's about leaving behind a relationship that has been built on manipulation, control, and emotional turmoil, but there's more to it than that. Walking away from a narcissist isn't just an emotional decision, it's a spiritual one. It's a test to see if you'll choose yourself, your peace, and your growth over the pain of staying trapped in a cycle that drains your energy and soul. A spiritual test of detachment. The decision to go no contact is one of the most difficult but powerful things you can do for yourself. It's not just about removing a person from your life, it's about detaching from a toxic energy that has been poisoning your spiritual well-being. Narcissists thrive on keeping you connected to them emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. They need you to be stuck in their web, constantly questioning your worth, your choices, and your reality. But when you make the bold choice to cut ties and walk away, you are freeing yourself not just from their control, but from the spiritual toxicity they've spread through your life. Choosing yourself over the pain of staying. It's so tempting to stay. The narcissist may promise change, may offer apologies, or may make you feel guilty for walking away. They'll play on your emotions, your insecurities, and your hope for something better. But here's the truth. Choosing to stay is a choice to sacrifice your peace, your growth, and your spiritual health. The pain of leaving will always seem less than the lifelong pain of staying. When you choose yourself over the narcissist, you are choosing your peace, your future, and your purpose over their chaos and manipulation. It's not easy, it's not comfortable, but it is necessary for your spiritual elevation. By walking away, you are telling the universe, I am worthy of love, peace, and respect. I refuse to allow my soul to be tarnished by toxic energy any longer. Spiritual growth comes through detachment. Detachment is not about ignoring the narcissist's existence or pretending they don't matter. It's about recognizing the spiritual growth that comes when you learn to walk away from what no longer serves your highest good. The act of detaching is an acknowledgement that your soul needs healing, that your growth is more important than clinging to a relationship that keeps you stuck in cycles of pain. The spiritual test of detachment requires you to dig deep into your faith, your self-worth, and your understanding of your divine purpose. When you walk away from a narcissist, you are not just leaving a toxic relationship behind, you are making space for healing, growth, and the fulfillment of your highest calling. It's a sacred act of self-love, an affirmation that your spiritual journey is more important than the validation or approval of someone who never truly saw you for who you are. No contact equals freedom. Choosing to go. No contact is not about rejecting the narcissist, it's about choosing freedom. You are cutting the ties that bind you to their manipulation, and you are choosing to be free from their toxic influence. In the end, this test of detachment is not just about leaving the narcissist behind. It's about rediscovering your true self, stepping into your power, and reclaiming your spiritual peace. So the next time you face the decision to walk away, remember that this is not just a personal choice, it's a spiritual test. And by passing it, you unlock a life of healing, growth, and divine alignment. Choosing yourself is the first step toward reclaiming your soul's true purpose. For so long, you may have felt powerless, trapped in a cycle of pain, confusion, and emotional turmoil. If you've ever been involved with a narcissist, you know how easy it is to fall into the role of the victim. Their manipulations, their control, their emotional abuse, and their constant devaluation of your worth can make you feel small, insignificant, and helpless. But the truth is, you were never truly a victim. What you were going through was a process, an important and challenging preparation for something much bigger than you could ever have imagined. The moment you realize that you were always being prepared for greatness, that's the moment you can reclaim your power and start your journey from victim to victor, understanding the shift from victimhood to power. Victimhood is a mental and emotional state that keeps you stuck in the past. It tells you that everything that's happened to you is because of circumstances beyond your control. While it's natural to feel powerless when facing narcissistic abuse or manipulation, staying in that mindset will only prolong your suffering. The real truth is that you were chosen for this battle because you are strong enough to overcome it. Have you ever felt the burning desire for revenge after a narcissist has wronged you? It's natural to want them to feel the pain they've caused you, to see them suffer the way they made you suffer. But what if I told you that you don't need to lift a finger? God has already set a plan in motion, and His justice is far greater than anything you could ever imagine. Narcissists thrive on manipulation, control, and the suffering of others. They get their satisfaction from belittling, abusing, and draining the energy of those around them. But what they fail to realize is that every action they take has a consequence. There's always karma waiting to catch up with them. And when God steps in, their downfall begins. You don't have to waste your time, your energy, or your peace-seeking revenge. The moment you remove your energy from the narcissist, God begins to work on their life. You see, narcissists rely on other people's energy to fuel their ego, to keep them feeling powerful and in control. Once you detach from them, whether physically, emotionally, or spiritually, you take away the very thing that they thrive on. God doesn't need you to exact revenge because His plan for the narcissist is already in place. When you choose to let go and allow God to handle the situation, you release yourself from the chains of anger, bitterness, and resentment. These emotions only serve to keep you trapped in the same toxic cycle, but when you trust in God's timing and justice, you free yourself and open the door for your own healing and growth. The narcissist's karma doesn't always show up immediately, but rest assured, it will. God's justice is always precise and perfect. While you may want to see them struggle and suffer for what they've done, understand that what's coming for them will be exactly what they deserve, nothing more, nothing less. Narcissists often operate from a place of pride, thinking that they can manipulate and control others without consequence. But the universe doesn't forget, and neither does God. When you hold on to anger and vengeance, you give the narcissist power over you. By releasing these feelings and letting God take control, you allow the universe to rebalance itself. As you remove your energy from them, their manipulation will no longer have the same impact. Their false sense of power begins to crumble. Over time, the narcissist will begin to face the consequences of their actions. They will find themselves in situations where they can no longer manipulate or control others. The relationships they've ruined, the trust they've broken, and the damage they've caused will begin to unravel. They'll start to see how their behavior has led to isolation, rejection, and even failure in their personal and professional lives. Without your energy to feed off of, the narcissist will eventually see that their manipulative tactics no longer work. They will be forced to confront their own flaws and the emptiness of their existence. And that's when the true karma begins to unfold. No one can escape the consequences of their actions forever. The storm has passed, the narcissist has moved on, or perhaps you've finally found the strength to walk away. Either way, the chapter they wrote in your life is over. But now you may be wondering, what comes next? How do you move forward after the turmoil, after everything that's happened? The answer lies in embracing the person you were always meant to be, the version of yourself that has emerged stronger, wiser, and ready for something greater. The narcissist was never meant to be a permanent fixture in your life. They were a challenge, a test, an experience to help you learn, grow, and evolve. While the pain they caused was real and profound, it was temporary. What matters now is how you rise from the ashes of that storm. It's about finding your purpose beyond the hurt, your power beyond the manipulation. You are no longer the person you once were. You've been through something that most people will never understand, something that only those who've walked through fire can truly appreciate. You've learned how to set boundaries, how to recognize your worth, how to protect your energy. You've been through the hardest battle and come out on the other side as a person who knows exactly what they deserve. And that person is unstoppable. The lessons you've learned. The journey wasn't easy, but the lessons you've learned have been priceless. You've discovered your own strength and resilience in ways you never thought possible. Every tear, every sleepless night, every moment of doubt has shaped you into someone who now stands with a deep understanding of themselves and the world around them. The Narcissist was a chapter, not your whole story. You are the author now, and it's time to write the next, most powerful chapter of your life. You've made it through the storm, and now you're ready to shine brighter than ever before.